longer than expected because Friction was tardy. So I played for 2 hours and I was really into it because I got to play all those records that you kind of put aside when you only got a 45-minute or an hour set. And I ended up playing a whole lot of trendy dubstep. It's so trendy, I just can't help myself. No, I really fucking like it, you know? And we've been playing it and making it for years. And yeah, I played a bit of housey stuff as well. So did Noisier, you know? It seems like you can get away with playing across the board now, which is about time, because we've always kind of done that and we copped a bit of shit for it at first. And now I hear other people doing it, I'm like, you know, it's really good. So yeah, good set, good times today. Better than yesterday, I played in Torquay. It wasn't so great. I don't think I have actually. I think Gareth from Pendulum might have DJ'd here, but I had no idea it was a skate park. And I grew up as a skater and still skate now. So Di and I were on stage sort of reminiscing about skating places like this and wishing we were 10 years younger so we could actually still skate places like this. But yeah, it's an awesome venue. It's like a warehouse rave from the 90s, you know. It's what people reminisce about and older people say, you know, the good old days. Well, that's it. That's it. 2009 is still good. It's still happening. Exactly the same, so it's awesome. Looking forward to playing to a hometown crowd. Not sure. It's always really hard for us to go home. We spend most of our time here, and they're so bloody critical. There's you know, anyone in Australia that sort of gets out there and does something and tries to make a go of it tends to piss off the majority of people who can't be bothered doing the same thing. Tall poppy syndrome, they call it. So I'm looking forward to going home to playing where we started, sort of where we sort of grew up and where we came through musically. But it's the hardest place in the world for us to play. So pressure is on, man. I can't go home and just roll it out. It has to be incredible because Australians are hard people to please musically. Anyway, yeah. The first Pendulum gig was at my club that I managed in Perth, and it was supposed to be a live PA that Rob and Gareth were doing, and there was a computer malfunction which resulted in Rob kicking his hard drive down the street at 4 o'clock in the morning. And so I ended up DJing their tracks that they'd made individually. Rob had made half, Gaz had made 3, I'd made 2, all on our own, and I played them, and that was the first set, and we were billed as the Pendulum Recording Boys, which was so whack. And other than that, I mean, we all played in punk and hardcore bands before that, so we'd been gigging since 95 in a different capacity. But my first ever DJ gig before Pendulum was playing Deep House. I'm not afraid to admit it. In like a wank bar upstairs at a nice club, and I'd never play Deep House again after that. So I still have all those records as well. Shit. The first ever band that I saw, Dire Straits. I was 14, my friend got tickets. Our parents somehow let us go. It was in the 90s, like 14-year-olds weren't running around having sex and getting tattoos and wearing shag bands or whatever the hell someone had told. Anyway, so what I was influenced by was purely 90s grunge and metal was me. I didn't get into raving until quite late, although I did like the Prodigy, and I remember standing outside of a venue in 1992 trying to get into an 18 plus gig, and I couldn't. So I just waited for them to open the doors for people to come in and out and like, try to catch a glimpse of the Prodigy playing. And then I didn't go to another gig until like 97, and that was Groove Rider. So that was when drum and bass sort of made sense to me, when it got really dark and evil. So there you go. I think the one person this year who I've heard, who musically I've sat down and gone, damn, is this guy from San Francisco called Eskimo, dubstep producer. I have no idea how he makes those sounds. Like he's on some, there's like good producers, and then there's dudes who are like, you'll never catch them and don't even try, because he does that shit in his underpants, like while eating Fruit Loops, like, you know, in half an hour, and he's one of those guys. So yeah, he really surprised me this year. I think 2009 he came out of nowhere really, and 20 tunes later he's on Warp, and you know, every time I get sent something I can't fathom how it was made, which is what I want to hear, you know. I don't want to be able to deconstruct a song. can tell you what patch was used to. I can't tell you shit with that guy, so he's pretty good. It's all about Bristol. It's pure and simple. It's one of the first places I played in England, and I have been collecting drum and bass records since drum and bass existed, and there is so much of Bristol that has just peppered the history of drum and bass. B recordings, Full Cycle, Philly Blunt, Bill Riley, all the Die. You know, Die was here tonight, and I booked that guy at my club in 2001, and I still get funny when I talk to him. So I'm like, I own 40 records this guy's made. So I think Bristol has a very deep musical history that maybe even locals don't even know about because it's 10 years ago, but it's just so much music that's come from here that has affected people as far away as Perth. It's a long way for music to travel and to be remembered all these years later, so that's what I have to say about Bristol.